but there's something,
Codes.
yeah, code, but there is a common term, we call it software, right? Yeah. So that's the thought and information equivalent in a computer, right? So your brain has thoughts and it has information. Computer has software and memory, right? So what I do is I help write that software, so the computer brain can think and do things, right? And I write software which is kind of specific to a particular need of the computer. So when you go to a computer and you start typing and you say, hey, I want to go to lego.com, what happens?
It takes you to Lego.com.
It takes you to lego.com. And where is lego.com? On that computer?
On specific.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's actually not that computer. It's somewhere else. Maybe some other part of Earth. Right? On a different computer. Right?
Maybe somebody's looking at the same thing.
Yeah. So a lot of people are probably trying to go to lego.com, and lego.com is probably somewhere else, or it's at many places,
Is
right?
it Intel? Like, is all the things running from Intel or other places that do almost like what Intel does?
So there are a lot of companies which do similar things like Intel, but then a lot of companies which help us do, make the computer network possible. Okay, so all the little computers in all the world, a lot of them are connected together so that they can talk to each other, right? And lego.com is not something Intel does, but somebody else does. But Intel helps them create that lego.com, right? By making these brains, the computer brains, and writing the software, right? So that they can have something that you can look up and get information or play or watch a movie or things like that, right? So let's think about how the computers talk, right? So if you meet somebody from, say, China, and they didn't speak English, would it be hard for you guys to talk to each other?
Yes.
Right? It'll be hard. So what the computer engineers did was, they said, okay, if the computers have to talk to each other, we'll come up with a common language so that they can talk to each other, right? It helps to have a common language. And then, if we think of computers as, there's one computer that knows a lot about sports, and there's another computer that knows a lot about movies, and then there's another computer that knows a lot about science, right? And if they happen to talk to each other and to humans in a way that they all can understand each other, then we can do a lot of things, like, when we want to do an experiment, we can get information about different things and make up that experiment, right? So when I say all the computers talk in a similar language, we call it, a term, it's called networking protocols. Okay? So those are the languages that we use so that all computers can talk to each other. And yeah, and then, so computers, and then using those computers we make network, right? So that they all are connected. They're sometimes physically connected, sometimes they're connected wirelessly, right? Do you know what wireless connection means? Like, this computer is connected, but it's not connected with the physical wire, but it's connected with signals. Right.
Ultraviolet rays.
No, you don't see signals.
Ultraviolet rays.
Sorry?
Like,
So I'll give you an example of signal. I can hear you, right? But you're not connected to me, but I'm able to hear you. So how's that voice traveling to me?
with your ear.
Ears are receivers. They're receiving it. But how is that voice coming here?
Hearing sound waves.
Yeah, exactly. Signals are like that, right? Sound wave is an example of a signal. is talking to a cell phone tower which is using some kind of waves, similar to sound waves, right? And I can see you guys, but I'm not touching you, but I can see you. So those are waves too. The things that you see, that's light waves, right? Light waves help see things. And the computer network can be made up of signals that go in the air, or they could be connected by wires. I don't have a wire to show it to you guys, but yes, it can be connected by wires.
Well, like our computer over here, it's buried under stuff, but
Okay.
it's connected. It has a wire connected
Right.
to it, so it's plugged in.
Right. So I told you about networks. I told you about a little bit about software. I'll tell you a little bit more about software. And Ritesh told you about engineering, right? So engineers help make things, help fix things, help build things, right? And the biggest thing that they like to do is solve problems, right? And if you think about it, in the last 50 years, the human world looks very different because there are a lot of these engineers and they do different things. Some help make buildings, and some help make tools, some help make machines, and some help make computers, and some help write software. And because of that, our world is very different now, right? We have a lot of things. We can reach to our friends across the earth and talk to them right now because
We
of
have secrets, yeah.
because of all the engineering work, right?
And fun.
Yeah. And so our world has changed, Humans 50, 60 years back or 8 years back couldn't do that. But we can do that. So yeah.
It's because there are kind of like electrical waves in the air.
Yeah.
Signals pick up and sound it.
Right. Okay. So we use computers to do things for us. The other thing that we use computers is to make more computers. How about that? Right? Computers can help make computers. Right?
Because they give up blueprints so you can build a computer.
Right.
No,
So
but also,